Hey guys, this is Chels, and I'm gonna be singing the song, the Gilligan's Island theme song, because this show is just the best. And I just started watching it like about a year ago. It was like it's a really funny story I'll tell you before I sing the song. um, Me and my dad, like, he had it on, and like I was on the computer, and then I like went out to see what he was watching, and he just happened to have it on, and I was like, "What is this show, Dad?" And he's like, "This is Gilligan's Island." I'm like, what kind of what show is this?" And then he's like, "Oh, it's from the 60s, and you've never seen it." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, can I watch it for a second?" And then he's like, "Yeah, I mean, we can just for a few minutes." But then we watched two episodes in one day. So I was like, "Oh my God, I love this show so much." And yeah, it was so funny. And then I like started watching the pilot. I watched the pilot like on YouTube, and then I watched the whole entire first season in like a few weeks' time, and then I watched the second season and the third, and then I watched the movies right after, and it took me like over about 3 months maybe to finish it, maybe two and a half, I don't know, but I was like, I am obsessed with it now. I'm like completely obsessed, and I even have a T-shirt I want to show you that I got. See, I have the Gilligan's Island T-shirt that I bought on eBay, and yeah, you can see how obsessed I am. The only thing I don't have is the DVDs. I did buy the first and second season on iTunes and the first episode of the first season on iTunes, but I think I probably want to ask for the DVDs for my birthday this year. And yeah, and I also have the book Gilligan's Island's Dreams by Bob Denver's wife, Dream in Denver, which is an amazing book. If you haven't read it, go read it, go buy it, go read it. You will tear up so much. Yeah, you'll need tissues with you because it is so, oh my God, it is so beautiful. It's such a beautiful book. But yeah, and yeah, so I just wanted to say that because that's how I became a fan of Gilligan's Island. So yeah, I don't know what else to say really. I'm just a big fan, and I'm so it's so heartbreaking though that like most of the actors now of the show are like all gone except for Don Wells and Tina Louise. I mean, it's just I wish I could have like either met them or like I mean, I'm 21 years old, so I wasn't even born in the 60s. I didn't even exist. My dad did. He was like 1 years old when the show came on. So in 64 or 65. But yeah, and my mom too, but now I want to like, I just wish I could have met the actors and just said how much of a fan I am. I mean, I've actually messaged Dawn Wells on Facebook, and she's responded back to me, which is completely amazing. I'll never forget that. And not Tina Louise though. She has a Twitter, but I haven't tweeted to her yet because I don't know. I just haven't. But yeah, and then when I heard, last year when Russell Johnson passed away, I was like, oh no. And I didn't even know who he was until I watched the show. And I heard he passed away like a year before I watched the show in the first time. I was like, oh no, I'm so sad. But, I mean, people die, and, life goes on, but it's really sad that all the actors, it's mostly the guy actors that are gone, but Natalie Schaefer too, but it's just really sad that they're all gone. But they will always be a legacy, especially to a 21-year-old girl like me. So yeah. Anyways, that was the longest intro. I wasn't gonna do a long intro like that, but I just wanted to tell you the story of how I became a fan and how much of a fan I'm gonna be from now on, and probably have my kids watch the show when I have kids someday. I'll have them watch the show and just tell them how much of a fan I was and how I became one. So, anyways, here's me singing the theme song of Gilligan's Island. Hope you guys like it. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailor lad, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough, the tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of a fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. The ship set ground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle, with Gilligan, the skipper too, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor and Marianne, here on Gilligan's Isle. So this is a tale of our castaways. They're here for a long, long time. They'll have to make the best of things. It's an uphill climb. The first mate and his skipper too will do their very best to make the others comfortable in their tropic island nest. No phone, no lights, no motor car, not a single luxury. Like Robinson Crusoe, it's primitive as can be. So join us here each week, my friends. You're sure to get a smile from 7 stranded castaways here on Gilligan's Isle. Okay, so there you go. Hope you like it.